Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? I'm like a minute early, but okay. How's everybody feeling? Y'all feel good? Sorry, I just feel like this is a good time to adjust my headband. All right, I see 2 people are on. You can write in the chat box if you can't hear me or if you can't see me or if anything is going on. If you have any special requests, anything you want to work on, let me know. Otherwise, we will get started right on time. And everybody else who is going to show up and will be late, they'll just show up when they get here. Okay. So yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and you can hear me? Oh, okay. Hi, Mom. All right. We're going to get started. Oh, now I only have one person on. I wonder what's up with that. Let me just make sure nobody's like messaging me like. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get started by laying on your back. I'm going to go lay down over there and show you what I mean. Sorry, I just want to make sure this light, y'all can see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to go lay down over there. I'm going to show you what we are starting like. Okay, now I'll come back and talk a little bit. So we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. Just let the rest of your body relax here. And if this is really uncomfortable on your like hips and your thighs, you can make fists with your hands and just place them underneath your legs. If your legs are comfortable like this, we're just going to take our arms. You can either grab onto like opposite elbows overhead or take your arms out like a cactus beside you, making kind of like goalpost shape with your arms, and let the palms face up. So we're going to take a couple deep intentional breaths here like this, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And with each breath in, I want you to really feel yourself expanding all the way through the lungs, filling the space all the way up into the back of the throat. And then with each exhale, I want you to begin releasing everything that's no longer serving you right now. Breathing on your own, filling the lungs all the way up. And allow yourself to really begin bringing some extra special awareness to the body here. Feeling really open in the heart and really open in the pelvis. One more nice, deep, intentional breath. And let it all go. And then after that nice deep breath, go ahead and just grab onto the legs, hug them in tight. And you can gently rock left to right. Rocking your weight side to side, or maybe you grab onto the knees and make some big circles here. I'm going to turn around because I was practicing facing that way, and if I start facing this way, I'll get really confused. Someone today asked me to help them with their lower back pain, and the reason why we have pain in our lower back, and the best way to fix that is to start stretching out the hips, because everything is connected here. And when our lower back starts to hurt, it usually stems from tightness in the hips and the hamstrings. So we're just going to make some really nice circles here for just a couple more moments. And then after you're all set on the circles, just go ahead and hug the knees into the chest one more time. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Maybe tell your body, thank you for bringing me to yoga today. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the breathing, all the stretching, all the energy moving. And then whenever you're ready, you can let go. So I'm going to make kind of like a right angle between my thighs and my abdomen, and then my calves and my thighs. So you see that? I'm trying to be like pretty straight here. My hands are on the ground. On the next breath in, I'm going to engage my core and lift my head and my chest up. So you can place your hands like facing up here if you want to. We're going to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your head back down onto the mat. We're going to take our knees side to side just for like a breath, and then come back up to center. Also, my toes are really nice and flexed here, so like this whole bottom half is really, really engaged. On the next breath in, we're going to lift everything up again, except this time we're going to take our hands and push against our thighs as hard as you can, and push your thighs into your hands as hard as you can. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your head back down onto the mat. Maybe you rock your knees side to side one more time. Well, you guys know it's so hard for me to talk when I do that one. All right, now we're going to come back up. All right, so on the next inhale, we're lifting up our head, neck, shoulders. We're going to press really, really firmly into those thighs. Push your thighs into your hands and your hands into your thighs. Draw your navel to your spine. Stay here for one more really nice deep breath. And then go ahead and release. Bring your knees down, feet down onto the mat. Rock your knees side to side. I don't know about you guys, but I can't really hold it for very long at this point. So we're going to do it like 2 more times and make them like the best ones of the year. Okay, so give it your everything. Well, not your everything. Don't hurt yourself, but give it a lot of effort because we're not going to be doing that much core today. So we might as well get it out of the way early. All right, we're going to do it again. Lift the feet up. Keep the toes flexed. We're going to have like our thighs engaged, our calves engaged. You know what they are. Kind of squeezing our inner thighs together. And then whenever you're ready on the next inhale, lift up the head, neck, and shoulders. Press really, really, really firmly into those thighs. Press those thighs firmly into those hands. Press your lower back into the mat. Staying here for 2 deep breaths. Take a deep breath in and out. Keep pressing that low back down. Last one, in and out. Good. Go ahead and bring your head back down to the mat. Let's take the knees side to side one more time. And then this is the last one, I promise you. Okay, so on the next breath in, lift everything up, hands into thighs, press really hard. And I want you to really, really feel yourself pressing into your thighs and your thighs really resisting and pressing into your hands. And then squeeze your low back down onto the mat. You got this. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and take your feet down to the mat, knees up to the sky, rock side to side. Whew. Let's take a really nice deep breath in together, filling the lungs all the way up. And then open out the mouth to let it all go. That's nice, right? We're going to do that again. Take a really nice deep breath, fill the lungs all the way up. And then exhale through the mouth, let it all go. Next time your knees go to the right, let them hang out there. Maybe taking another deep breath in. Another deep breath out. Then taking your knees over to the left, let them hang out there for just a little bit. Whenever you're ready, bring your knees all the way up. Hug knees into the chest again. We're going to rock front to back. Forward to backward. Just keep moving. And then we're going to roll all the way up to seat. Just cross the feet here and we're going to move into a downward facing dog. So bring your feet to the back of the mat. Lift your hips up high in the sky. So if your heels don't touch the ground, that's totally okay. If you need to bend your knees here, that's all right. But I want you to see that what's not okay is the fact that I'm tucking my tailbone under here. Imagine you're like poking your booty out, and then do your down dog like that. Because that way, this is like the tip of a mountain. So we're gonna stay in this down dog for 5 deep breaths. And this is the first down dog of the day, so maybe you wanna bend a knee or rock side to side. Invite as much movement into this downward facing dog as you need to. Maybe you roll through one of the ankles. Or maybe you just find stillness, whatever feels good for you. On the next breath in, lift up really high on the toes. And then exhale, draw the heels down to the earth. On the next breath in, lift the heels high on the toes. And then exhale, bringing them down onto the mat. All right, so we're gonna take our feet together at the back of the mat here. And on the next breath in, we're gonna lift that right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee here and open up in the hip. So keep your shoulders still square. Notice I'm not going like this, I'm still square here. And we're just gonna make some hip circles here, drawing that right knee in, around, making some nice big circles. And then we're gonna shift our weight forward. Hug that knee into the chest as tight into this abdomen as you can, and rock your weight forward. So now my knee can basically almost touch my shoulder. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, bring that knee down to your elbow. And the next breath in, bring it up to the shoulder. And then exhale down to the elbow. One more time, inhale up to the shoulder. And exhale down to the elbow. We're gonna plant that foot down onto the mat. So I want this knee to be like at a halfway point, so it should be stacked underneath your hip. Your left foot is still down on the ground. Gently shift your weight to the back, and you'll feel this stretch in the back of the left calf. While you're here, if you want to, you can just stay and enjoy this stretch in the back of the left calf, or you can really press the ground away from you with your shoulders, and then like a shoulder shrug, let your shoulders come all the way down, and then inhale, pull back up. So these are like shoulder push-ups. And it's like a very subtle movement. It's just like your thoracic, your body is like going in and out of the shoulder joint. Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but you see, I'm not like bending my elbows or anything. I'm just like engaging my shoulders and then letting them relax. So after you've done about 5 of those, we're gonna lift up that left leg, extend it nice and long. And if you need to here, just make sure that your knees are like in the right place as if you were in a tabletop position. And then we'll lift that left leg long again. And bend this right knee so your foot's like pretty much all the way up. Point the toes so we're pretty. Never gonna be a drinking bird. So we're gonna bend the elbows, bringing the elbows back towards us, not like push up, right? So we're like chaturanga. And then maybe you tap your nose on the ground. Keep everything nice and tight, core engaged, lift back up. And then exhale, drinking bird. One more time, extend. And then exhale, nose to the ground. And then inhale, come back up, tuck those left toes, and then we're gonna meet in a downward facing dog, bringing that right leg up to the sky. Well, 3-legged dog, more than a downward dog. Maybe you make some circles in the ankle, or the knee, or the hip. And then on the next breath in, extend nice and long. Exhale, knee to nose. So core plank, tuck that knee up in as much as you can. And remember those shoulder push-ups we were doing earlier? Just really, really engage with your shoulders here. We're gonna plant that right foot between the hands. Let's let this left knee come down onto the mat. And we're gonna keep our hands down on the floor for just a second as we bring some awareness to our feet. So we're gonna pull this right foot back and this left foot forward. Get this core really nice and tight and engaged here first. So really have this solid foundation. And now on the next breath in, we're gonna lift our arms up to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Make sure to keep your core nice and tight here, so that'll protect your lower back too. The next breath in, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale, cactus. One last time, inhaling with the arm, go all the way up. Exhale, cactus those arms. And then extend. So I like to take my right hand and grab onto my left hand here. We're gonna take a little side stretch, pulling the left arm over to the right side, feeling expansion in the left side body. So I can feel that from my back leg all the way to my top hand. And the next breath in, come up to center. Frame the front foot, let the left hand plant and the right arm's gonna go up to the sky. Twist. Tuck these back toes, lift up the knee. Keep this leg really nice and tight, squeeze this glute. On the next breath in, we're gonna move into warrior two. So maybe you look down and cartwheel your arms out. I hate that I'm like not looking at you guys. There we go. So we're in a warrior two here. Take a nice deep breath in. Really nice deep breath out. And the next inhale, we're going to flip the front palm, move into a peaceful warrior, bringing that right arm back behind us. Feels like a side stretch from like this hip to this hand. So feel some expansion here with your inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to come back up to center, straighten that front knee. We're going to move into triangle pose. So when we're moving into triangle, just go ahead and shift your weight over one way and then plant your hand down and the other arm up. So we want to pretend like we're between two walls or like two windows or something that's really flat. So if this hip is kind of forward, pull this hip back so it's in line. And that's why I like to hinge at the hips here before putting my arms down. So staying here for one more nice deep intentional breath. And after that last breath, we're gonna come all the way up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my back leg and I'm gonna walk it forward just a couple steps. So we're gonna move into pyramid pose and I'm gonna turn around here just because I get a little confused. So we're gonna move into pyramid pose. My back foot is still facing the same direction that it was when I was in warrior two, but we're gonna take those hips and face them square to the front of the room. On the next breath, you can grab opposite elbows. Just go ahead and hold on here. Find length in the spine. And then exhale, we're gonna fold. So you'll feel this in the right hamstring. And if you don't feel this here, just take your hand on your like thigh here and then take a round of cat and cow. Inhaling as your gaze goes up. And then exhaling as you tuck your tailbone under. When you tuck your tailbone under, you'll notice that you don't feel this stretch. So make sure that you're poking your chest through, poking your tailbone up, and you'll feel a lot more. Make sure your hips are also square. Wherever you are, maybe circling back to your breathing. Try to make your inhales nice and slow. And your exhales nice and long. Now on the next breath, go ahead and just plant the hands here in front of us. We're gonna lift up that back leg and cross it behind the right leg. So we've kind of got our legs crossed and we're gonna just take them to cross-legged forward fold. While we're in this fold, just let your head and neck relax. And ask yourself, where am I sending that breath in my body? And I feel like people who don't really do yoga very much probably think that's a crazy concept, but the word for breath is pranayama, which translates into life force energy. And with our breath, we're really just moving the energy around in our bodies. So asking myself, where am I sending my energy? What am I doing with my breath? You can really deepen your practice. On the next breath in, we're going to take that left leg, the one that's crossed behind the right. We're going to lift it up. Just place it at the back of the mat. Hands are kind of framing the front foot here. Those back toes are tucked. Plant the hands, and then we're going to move back into a three-legged dog, right leg in the sky. Maybe circle on the ankle or the hip here. One more time. And whenever you're ready, we're going to place that right hand down to the mat. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet now. Lift up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. The next breath in, we're going to roll all the way up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, take those shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, drop them down the back. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. And the next breath in, we're going to reach the arms out and up. Exhale, bring the hands in through our center. We're going to do that again, reaching the arms out and up. Exhaling, moving through hands at heart center into a forward fold this time. If you've got low back pain and issues, something else to remember, sorry, I know I always stop to workshop things, but if you're hinging at the hips, notice how I'm poking my tailbone out. If I keep my hands on my thighs and I move into a cat and cow pose, inhaling as my tailbone and gaze raise up, and then exhaling as I tuck my chin to my chest. If I'm folding with my back rounded, these muscles are just working a lot and they don't need to. So if I just poke my tailbone out and hinge at the hips, I might not fold as far, but I'm going to get the stretch in the hamstrings that I need to relieve the low back pain. So everybody else in the forward fold, we're going to move into a gorilla pose. So if you don't want gorilla, just go ahead and bend the knees a lot and hang out in a rag doll. You can grab opposite elbows and maybe rock side to side a little bit. But if you want gorilla, we're going to take the palms facing up and bring the hands underneath the feet. You can bend the elbows to give yourself a deeper stretch if you want more. Your knees can be bent here, that's totally fine. And then you can use your toes to gently massage your wrists of your hand. I know we've been doing a lot of downward dogging today, and that's so much fun. And then after this whole thing is done, I want you to tell me what's your favorite yoga pose? Because I think yoga is so much fun. All right, whenever you're ready, we're going to release the hands. We're going to walk our hands all the way back forward again into a downward facing dog. When you get there, maybe you need to move around a little bit. That's okay. And the next breath in, lift up high on the toes. Exhale, drawing the heels back down onto the mat. I'm going to do that again. Inhaling high on the toes. And exhaling, heels down onto the mat. And the next breath in, lift that left leg all the way up. We're going to bend into that knee and make some circles in the hip. Keeping our shoulders still square. Notice how my right shoulder wants to come underneath here, but we need to keep those square. So staying here for one more nice deep breath. And then extend that left leg long. We're going to hug that knee into the nose here and move through a core plank, drawing that left knee up to our left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, draw that left knee to the left elbow. Inhaling back up to the shoulder. Exhaling down to the elbow. Whew. Last one, inhale all the way up. Exhale back down. And then we're going to plant that left knee underneath the hip here so you guys see what's going on. Sorry, I need to move my right foot back a little bit. And I'm going to shift my weight back into that right foot so I can feel the stretch in the back of the leg, in the back of the right calf. So wherever you are, circling back to your breathing. And circling back to your intention if you set one today. And if you didn't set an intention today, let's set our intention to following our breath. On the next breath in, we're going to come all the way up, lift that right leg up to the sky, point the toes, so pretty. We're going to bend that left knee, and then we're going to turn into a drinking bird. I don't know why I keep saying turn into, we're transformers, but yoga's more fun when you play, right? So on the next breath in, find length. And then on the exhale, bend the elbows, drawing them back. Maybe you tap your chin or your nose on the ground. Inhaling back up, kind of like a chaturanga on your knees. Keep that core really nice and tight. Exhale, drinking bird. Last one, inhale all the way up. Exhale, bringing yourself back down. And then come all the way up. Plant those back toes, and then lift that right leg up to the sky. Maybe make another circle here. Sorry, I felt like I was a little uneven. On the next breath in, we're going to draw that right knee into our nose again, one last time. And plant it between the hands. Oh no, I messed up. We're doing the wrong foot. So wherever you are, we're going to go ahead and just hop, skip. Our feet back and forth. 3, 2, 1. And then land with your left foot between your hands. So that'll get your cardio going. There we go. Awesome. So our left foot is between the hands. Go ahead and drop that right knee down onto the mat. I want you to really imagine drawing this left foot back and this right knee forward. Engage your core here, and then we're going to come up into Anjaneyasana. Once you get there, find the length. And then on the exhale, we're gonna cactus the arms, feeling really open in the heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, cactus. One more time, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, cactusing the arms. And we're going to go ahead and plant the hands onto the mat. Just kidding. Take the arms up again. One last time. We're going to take that side stretch. If you took it on the other side, you should do both sides so that it's even. If you didn't do it on the other side, don't worry about it. But I'm going to take my left hand, grab onto my right wrist. I'm going to gently shift my right hand over to the left so I can feel that expansion in that right side. I feel it like from my back knee all the way to my top hand. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and release. Plant the hands down onto the mat. We're going to send the left arm up to the sky for a twist. Staying here. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and tuck those back toes. Lift that back knee up. Staying here for just a breath. And then moving into a warrior 2. So when you get to that warrior 2, make sure this neck is nice and bent. Keep this leg active. The toes are at like a 45 to 90 degree angle. Just make sure that they're in line with the knee, so they're facing the same direction. Once you get in that warrior 2, try to settle in. Circle back to your breathing. I don't know why I'm so out of breath today. I think this light makes me really hot. I don't know. On the next breath in, we're going to flip the front palm. Move into a peaceful warrior. So straighten that front leg, tilt all the way over, and then plant the left hand, right arm goes up. Wherever you are, maybe you begin to smile, or maybe you don't. And then whenever you're ready, just go ahead and look down, bring the arms back up. We're going to just walk that back leg in a little bit, so we're going to move to pyramid. I like to put my hands on my hips here to make sure my hips are facing forward. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Oh, sorry. You can grab onto opposite elbows here, especially if you did it on the other side. And if you're grabbing opposite elbows like you did on the other side, grab the weird elbow, because there's always going to be one side that you naturally go to, and so do the other way. And also, some people will be really comfortable with their legs this far apart. A lot of people will have to have their legs closer together. It's just up to you, so just really feel out your body and what you need to do here. And then whenever you're ready, fold. If you're not sure if you're feeling it in the back of your left hamstring, you can do that cat and cow thing. Inhaling as you look up, exhaling as you tuck the tailbone under. When you see that my pelvis is shaped like this, it's not going to be lengthening here, so you need to poke out, and there you go. Taking a deep breath in, another deep breath out. Taking one more nice, deep, intentional breath. And whenever you're ready, we're going to just plant the hands down on the mat. Shift your weight to that front leg. We're going to lift the right leg up, the back one, and place it beside the left one so our legs are crossed, and we're just again this little cross fold. If you can't reach all the way down onto the ground, I'm going to move over here so you guys can see me. If you can't reach on the ground, just put your hands on your knees or your thigh, whatever feels good for you. Same thing though, notice my tailbone. You want to be poking it out so that you can feel that length back here, and that'll help with any low back issues. So the practice of yoga. Yoga means unity, the connection of the mind, the body, and the spirit. But there's another definition of yoga, which is about controlling the fluctuations of the mind. And all the things that are going on in the mind, all the thoughts. And it's not really controlling them, it's mostly just having awareness of them and letting them go. It's kind of like riding a wave. On the next breath in, go ahead and lift your right leg up. Place it at the back of the mat. Let your hands frame your front foot. Plant them. So when I say plant your hands, make sure you open the fingers really wide. Pushing through the palms. And then on the next breath, send that left leg up to the sky. So yoga is more about controlling the mind stuff instead of letting the mind stuff control us. Taking one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Go ahead and plant that left foot. Bring your hands back to your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And slowly roll all the way up. You can bring your arms out or reverse swan dive if you want to. Then exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale, roll them down the back. We're going to do that one more time. Inhaling the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale, all the way down to the back. Good. So we're going to just walk to the front of the mat now. Here we go. We're going to move to a tree pose. I'm going to face you guys for this because I feel like it'll be easier to explain it all. So, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing with my feet here, but I always open my toes and grab the earth like they're hands. Okay, so make sure that you're really, really nice and grounded here. You can bring your hands to heart center. We're going to gently rock our weight into the right foot and kind of just feel it over here. And then rock our weight into the left foot and then just gently feel the weight on this side too. We're going to rock our weight into the right side again. We're going to lift up this left knee by bending it, and we're going to turn it out to the side. So maybe you stay here with that left ankle on top of the right ankle with this knee like out to the side here, and maybe this is your tree pose. Or maybe you want to take that bottom of the foot and place it on top of the calf. That feels good. Maybe you stay there. If you want the full expression, you can place it, well, I guess this isn't the fullest expression. There's like an Ashtanga tree. But you can place your foot on the thigh. So we're not putting it on the knee here because that's not safe. So either place it on the thigh or on the calf. It doesn't have to be this high up. I mean, I guess it could be like this lower, but keep your knee really nice and protected. Find a drishti point in front of you that's not moving. Squeeze that left leg, kind of activate it and gently draw it out to the left. You can keep your hands at heart center, or you can branch your tree branches out. But do trees bloom or, I don't know, we're branching out. Awesome. The next breath in, take a nice deep intentional breath. And then exhale, we're gonna come back down. The way we came in, really nice and gentle. Oh, sorry, just kidding. We're gonna take that left knee and we're gonna place that left foot behind us. So we're gonna move into an airplane pose. Take the hands behind like this. There we go. When you get here, maybe you bend that front knee. Then inhale back up. Inhale, bend. Exhale back up. And then go ahead and plant that foot behind you. We're gonna place the hands down onto the mat. And move that right leg into a three-legged dog. So we're going to come down onto the mat here. Just go ahead and let this left knee come down. The right leg is extended. Find a deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, go ahead and place this right foot over to the right. Oh, see, I knew there was a reason why I was facing you guys. Okay. So we've got the right foot over to the right now. We're in kind of like this tabletop position. And then on the next breath in, I'm going to take my left hand over to the left, and I'm going to send my hips forward as my right arm comes up to the sky, gate pose. And I like to think of this as like a modified fallen triangle, so I like to send my hips forward and just let my body like really, really relax and take on this really nice deep stretch. You can make some circles in the wrist here, in the right hand. And then whenever you're ready, just come all the way up. Get that side stretch in the left side body. Send your right hand down the right leg. Maybe make some circles in the wrist here. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the hands down onto the mat. I want you to look at where my foot is here. I'm bringing my foot in a lot, but it's not all the way in, and I'm bending this knee, and I'm gonna send my weight back into my hips back to my heels. So this is kind of like a half yogi squat and a half child's pose at the same time. Do whatever feels good for you, and you might have to just move your foot around here, but I want you to really feel this in the right hip. You can send your weight back to your heels here. You can stay with your hands down in front of you. You can sit up a little more, thinking open in the chest. Or maybe you want a little bit of a side stretch in the right side. So if you want that, you can take your hands over to the left. I like to bend my left forearm onto the ground and have my right arm extended. So you can feel that kind of like bit of traction here with this forearm down and this right arm extended. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more nice, deep, intentional breath. And after that breath, go ahead and bring your hands up to center. Tuck the back toes and send the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. We're going to plant that right leg, and then you can hop, step, or jump up to the front of your mat, yogi's choice. When you get there, lift up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, fold all the way forward. The next breath in, we're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, down the back. We're going to do it one more time, so we've got the other side to go. Open your toes nice and wide. Feel really grounded. Sometimes when I'm doing balancing poses, I repeat this mantra in my head, I am grounded, I am grounded. We kind of are all grounded because we're in quarantine, so it's like we can't go anywhere. It's like we're, 13 years old again. All right, so go ahead and play around with shifting your weight into your left leg and your right leg. Then whenever you're ready, shift your weight into your left leg again. We're going to bend the right knee and open that knee out to the right. So you can rest this ankle here, or you can place it up onto the thigh. Wherever you are, don't forget to breathe. Find something in front of you that isn't moving. You want to put this on I think I said thigh earlier, not with the calf, but you know what I'm saying. Just remember to skip over the knee. And then wherever you are, try to engage that right leg and kind of draw that right knee out more. Whenever you're ready, you can branch out. You can be pretty. I like to make little mudras with my fingers, or you can just, whatever you want. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. If you need to help your knee down, go ahead. We're going to move into airplane pose. So take your arms out behind you and your right leg out behind you. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me again. So once you get into that airplane pose, go ahead and bend that front knee. Let's back up. One more time. Okay, go ahead and plant that back foot, and then we're going to plant the hands to frame the front foot. Sorry, I have no idea what I'm doing. There we go. On the next breath, then we're going to lift that left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Let's plant that right knee down onto the mat. Extend that left leg long. Find some length here. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to send that left knee over to the left. Sorry, I did a turn, but you don't have to do a turn. The next breath in, send the right arm down, left arm up, gate pose. And like I said before, maybe you make circles in the wrists, or maybe you send your hips really nice and forward. And the next breath in, come all the way up. We're going to send that left hand down the left leg, right arm up to the sky. And I always like to make, I don't know, my wrists are kind of crunchy since I've been working on handstands so much over the past couple of months. So I always take the opportunity to stretch my wrists. And whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the hands down in front of us like we're going into a tabletop. But I'm going to take this back leg, the left leg, and I'm going to draw it in a lot, bend that knee, and then make sure that your knee and your toes are facing the same direction, and I'm going to gently shift my hips back. So this leg is kind of like in a child's pose. This leg is kind of like in a yogi squat. And maybe you just stay here. Maybe you just keep your hands in front of you, or maybe you bring them a little closer in and you're thinking open in the chest, open in the heart. If you want a little bit of a side stretch on the left side, you can take your hands a little bit closer to the left side of the mat, and I like to come down onto my left forearm. Sorry, that's my right hand, my right forearm. And my left hand is gently like pulling. So there's a little bit of like traction going on here, but it feels really nice. Sending your breath to this hip, into this side body, if you're taking a side stretch. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So yoga is having awareness of the mind stuff, they call it the mind stuff, the things that are going on, the thoughts. And all you have to do is bring awareness to it and say, I see you, and I'm going to let you go. Because right now you're probably thinking something like, I'm tired, I'm kind of over the yoga class, I know we're almost done now. And by the time the yoga is almost over, is when my mind starts to wander the most. You can go ahead and bring your hands back up to center, plant them, tuck the back toes of the right foot, and then we're going to send the left leg up into a three-legged dog. You can let that left leg plant. You can bring your knees down onto the mat. We're just going to come all the way down onto our stomach. You can bend the knees here and gently rock them side to side. You can take your arms out wide next to you. But the reason why I said that you're probably thinking, like, we're tired, we don't want to do yoga anymore, those are just thoughts. Okay, we can see those thoughts and say, I'm not going to focus on those. I'm going to focus on this breath and where I'm sending this breath in my body. Okay, so we've got a couple different options of what we're going to do next. You can keep rocking your feet side to side as I show you. So the first one is a really nice passive option. Actually, go ahead and stop rocking your feet side to side. Come into a Sphinx pose. This is going to feel really good. Just pull your elbows in and let your heart like come through. Think about opening your shoulders and just feel really nice here, but don't compress in the back or anything, so make sure that your core is still nice and engaged. You can either rest here if you want, or you can do the whole like knee rock thing with your head down. It's up to you, yogi's choice. So what I'm going to show you is the two different options of things we're going to do today. So the first one is we're going to take both of our arms out like a T wide beside us. Then we're going to bend that right leg and take the right hand and put it underneath the shoulder. On the next breath in, I'm going to push with my right hand, roll over my left leg, and I'm going to use this right knee to like kickstand me down on the ground. So you'll feel this in your left shoulder. What's important here is that your arms are out like a T. So pretend that I'm on the ground. If my arm's like this, that's not really going to be comfortable. Or my arm's like this, that's not going to be comfortable. So you have to make sure that you're like super in line with your body with the other hand. Okay? That's the first option. And that'll feel really nice and like restorative in the left shoulder. If you want a more active option, you're bored, you want to do more work, come into a plank pose, bend the left knee, flip over. I don't know if this is called like a wild thing or a rock star, but try to be really light on these back toes here. So up to you. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. 3 more breaths, that is. And wherever you are, maybe asking yourself, where in this pose can I soften? So maybe you can relax your head on the ground. Stop holding any tension in the neck. Not if you're in the wild thing or the rock star though. And after your 3rd breath, you're going to come up. So rolling all the way back over. You can release the hand to me. If you're on your plank pose, just come all the way down. We're going to take another Sphinx pose. So draw those elbows in. Draw your heart through. Pull those shoulder blades back. Keep your core nice and tight. I'm not looking up because that's going to compress my neck. Just keep your gaze forward. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And whenever you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So taking both of our hands out beside us. We're going to take the left hand underneath the shoulder, bend the left knee. Gently press off the left hand, and you guys can see a lot better now like what's going on in this right shoulder here. And stay here, hang out for a couple of breaths. I'm gonna walk everybody else through the rock star. So we're gonna plank pose. We're gonna bend this left knee, shift our weight over, and then there you go. So I like to think of it like a side plank because I feel like that's where most of my weight is distributed since my back leg is like not doing the thing. So wherever you are, know that whatever shapes you're making, those are the right ones for you to make today. The cool thing about doing yoga at home is we have no one else to impress. So even I find myself in big yoga classes when I'm tired trying to muscle through it all because I know the people are there, even though nobody's really watching you anyway. Taking one more nice, deep, intentional breath. And then whenever you're ready, just gently roll over, coming all the way back onto your stomach. We're gonna take a back bend here. So I'm gonna let you choose what you want. Sphinx pose is really nice for me, especially because my abs are really sore from like handstand training and stuff. But you can just gently pull those elbows in, pull the heart through, pull the shoulder blades back, keep the core nice and tight. The gaze is forward. You can stay here for a couple moments, or if you want to, you can like lift up. But only do this if this feels good in your back. So don't do it if your back feels tight or doesn't feel right. If you want to take like a Dhanurasana, you can grab your feet and come all the way up. I don't feel like everybody's super accessible to this pose, so I don't really like to teach it that much. But if you're at home and you just want to try it, go for it. Take your time to play. If you're like, I really just want to do more core work because I'm trying to get quarantine ripped, then I have some core work for you. You can tuck your toes back here, take a deep breath in your Sphinx pose, and then as you exhale, I want you to hollow like you're doing cat pose. Look at your belly button. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, hollow. So whatever shapes you're making, just know that they're right for you. One more breath. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to go ahead and tuck the toes and make back to the downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, we're going to jump to our hands. Hop, step, or jump. It's really up to you. And we're going to meet in a yogi squat. So bringing your hands to heart center. I want to push my elbows into my knees into my elbows, and keep my hands, my thumbs at my heart and my sternum. So wherever you are, I want you to think about sitting up tall, because I feel like a lot of times when you're like really trying to stretch in this pose, like we kind of slouch down. We want to be nice and tall, nice and active, nice and elevated. If you need to spread your legs a little wider, feel free to do that. If you want to rock side to side, do what your body wants you to do. What I do want you to do is try to keep your heels down on the ground. So if you're like here, you might just have to like sit up higher, and that's gonna be a lot more work in the quads, but it'll be good. So you can stay in this yogi squat, this malasana, or we're gonna take a crow pose. Actually, I need water. I'm gonna just, so if you need to take a water break, go for it. All right. So you can stay in your yogi squat, or we're gonna go into a crow pose. If you want to take crow, just open your fingers nice and wide, because these are our feet now, like I was saying earlier in our down dog or whatever. So make sure your hands are really nice and open, and you'll probably want to come up here a little bit. Bend your knees, come onto your toes, and take your knees as high up into the armpits as you can. So at first, to do crow pose and any other arm balancing poses, you want to make sure your elbows are nice and bent and that your elbows are facing back. The top of your arms is going to be like a shell for your whole body weight to rest on. Okay, so my arms are bent like we were doing in that drinking bird earlier. My arms are really nice and bent. That's why we did some like one-leg-ish knee chaturanga. My legs are bent. I'm gonna shift my weight forward. It's all about balance. So I'm looking forward, and then maybe I lift up one leg. Or maybe if you shift your weight forward enough, you lift up both legs and they both just come off the ground. And then just really gripping onto the earth with your fingers. Maybe you bend your knees more and bring your heels up to your butt. So go ahead and play with that for a couple breaths. If you don't want to anymore, you can just meet in a yogi squat. One of these other classes I did, I taught a pose, like an arm balancing pose. And I get tired because I'm like talking the whole time, right? So I was like, all right, now we're gonna move on to the next thing. And some of the feedback I got later was like, you didn't give us enough time to play in it. And I'm like, okay. So if you're still playing in your crow, take 2 more breaths there. And then after your last 2 breaths, go ahead and just come to a seat. Sitting down on your butt, and then we're gonna just rock our knees side to side. So just waiting for all our little flyers to get down here, the little birdies. Whenever you've gotten down from your crow pose and you're down here chilling, we're gonna go ahead and just roll all the way down to our backs. Hug your knees into the chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze. Extend your left leg long, hug onto the right knee, and we're gonna take a supine twist. So draw that right knee over to the left. Keep the right shoulder nice and grounded on the mat though. If your right knee is over to the left side of your body, your gaze can go to the right. So you can feel this like full spinal twist. So yoga, how can we practice bringing awareness to the fluctuations of the mind stuff and the thoughts? How can we practice this on the mat and off the mat and bring it into our real lives? The next breath in, go ahead and bring the knee up. We're going to hug both knees into the chest and just go ahead and switch. So extending the right leg long. You can grab onto the left knee, draw it across the body, and just keep the left shoulder grounded. So how do we practice yoga? The other definition of yoga. And I would say breath by breath, moment by moment. Asking myself, what am I giving my focus to? What am I directing my energy towards? Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On the next breath in, come all the way up. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you rock side to side a little bit. Whenever you're ready, we're going to just take our hands, hug onto the outer edges of the feet, and take a happy baby pose. And thank yourself because you're the one who showed up today. You're the one who made it onto your mat. And I'm so proud of you for being here. And I'm so grateful that you're here. And I'm so grateful to be here too. We're going to take one more really nice deep breath in together, filling up the lungs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, and then open the mouth, let it all go. You can release your feet, move into your Shavasana, which is our final resting pose. Take the feet out long, arms out long. Take up as much space as you'd like and give yourself permission to rest. And I feel like a lot of times in a yoga class, it's a lot easier to stay for Shavasana. And when we're doing it online, it's a lot harder to just stay here when we know that we have so many things to do. But it's not going to take very long, and your body and your mind is really going to thank you for it. So close your eyes, take up space, and I'll guide you back when it's time. Begin gently bringing awareness back into the breath now. back into the breath and the body. You can start by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Making some circles in the wrists and in the ankles. Rolling over onto your right side for a fetal pose. As the mind, so the person. Bondage or liberation are in your own mind. If you feel bound, you are bound. If you feel liberated, you are liberated. Things outside neither bind nor liberate you, only your attitude towards them does that. Coming up to a comfortable cross-legged seat with your hands at heart center. We're going to take one more nice deep breath in together, filling the lungs all the way up. Exhaling through the mouth, let it all go. Light within me sees the light within you. Namaste. Happy Friday, everybody. So the reading that I did was from out of the Yoga Sutras. And the reason why I chose this reading today is because it all starts in our mind. There's a lot. Oh, you're welcome. I love you, Mom. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and it's really, really chaotic time to be alive, but it's up to us to say, I'm still handling it. I still have it going on. Things are still working out for me. One of my favorite mantras to use, especially at a time right now, is I am adaptable, right? Because being adaptable is really what it's all about. If you're the fastest or the strongest, like you might win, but if you're always the most adaptable, no matter what situation happens, you're going to be the one that really makes it through. So that's that. And yeah, I love you guys. Don't forget to send some extra love out into the world right now. You know, even if you don't have anybody who's directly affected by the coronavirus, it doesn't need to take that to stop you from sending that love out. Okay? It doesn't take that hurt to make you send out more love, is what I meant to say. Yeah, so that's that. If you have any requests for next week, let me know, message me, DM me, whatever. I will be here on Monday at 6:15 and then Friday at 6 again. So share this with your friends. This is going to be up on my channel for a while, so if you want to rewatch it, feel free. And then if you want to be reminded, you can sign up for my email list. And that's that. So happy Friday. Love you guys.